Hi guys, it's me, Rusty78609, Central Texas, USA. It is 3:53 p.m. Central Standard Time, and it's warm. It's warm outside, but we got a cold front coming in next week, and I'm going to go do some Prius camping. But what I wanted to touch on today, this afternoon, was I got to looking at the comments to some of the videos that I posted. Well, in fact, recently, the two that I posted, and getting a lot of really interesting, good comments. I mean, really interesting and very good. It's about buying products made in the USA as opposed to buying products made in other countries, particularly China. Basically, I think what it's boiling down to now is don't shop at Walmart. And I know this is a too big shirt. I do that a lot. So anyway, but let me just go down a couple of these comments here. They're just really good, man. And they have, and a couple of people have posted some links that are just really great, man. Here's one here. Well, I never mention names, but it says, I only buy items made in the USA or I do without. That's pretty serious. I like that guy. Unless the USA no longer makes that item. And I don't ever shop at Walmart since they put my business out of business. Now here's a guy that felt the full force of what I called, and there's a book written about this, I'll get to it in a minute, but it's called the Walmart effect. Okay, and what the Walmart effect is putting small businessmen out of business, and quick. It says a lot of mom and pops went out of business, and that's true. Thousands. They wiped them out across this country without conscience. He says, I do like family dollar stores and drug stores, which may cost a little more, but that's okay. I love hardware stores, but I still won't buy anything made in China, Korea, or Japan. Now, see, there's a guy that's serious. And if, if we get enough people, even though this is just a ripple, I mean, I realize, but, ripples become waves, you know what I mean? And this is how things get started. And you never know where this trail is going to lead. And, but again, and then here's the response to that. It says, this individual says, I'm sorry for the loss of your business. You're correct about Walmart swallowing up small businesses. They got to have it all, none for anybody else. And then even their employees don't make living wages, yet everyone flocks there except you and me. Anyway, that's right. It's a crazy thing about Walmart. Whenever they apply for a job there, the wages are so low that they qualify for a lot of state and federal low-income benefits. And actually, Walmart uses that federal and state subsidy for welfare and, whatever it is, food stamps or SNAP benefit, whatever they call it, food stamps and other things. That actually subsidizes Walmart's wage base. I mean, that's so freaky, man. And they get away with it. Not only have they got away with it, they got damn good at it. Because what they'll do is they just pay enough of a wage so that all of those employees at that level do qualify for those benefits. And employees think they're really getting something, they're really pulling off a quickie there, screwing the government, but they're really not. But anyway, there's another comment down here. It says most Americans are weak, and about taking a proper stand about what's going on. And that's true, but the reason they don't take a stand about what's going on, they don't have any information. Nobody's publishing this. I mean, if it wasn't for YouTube, we wouldn't be having this discussion at all. At all. I mean, it's places like YouTube. I don't use Facebook, but I understand a lot of people do, and Twitter and stuff like that. And maybe those are other ways of communicating. But if you think the media, the news media in this country is going to touch this, you are dreaming. And that's why I say it's up to us, or me particularly, as individuals, we have to do it. It's not going to be done any other way. The politicians are out of it. The corporations are dominant. And the news media is complicit, how do you say it? Well, they're part of it. How about that? I couldn't think of the word. Shit. But anyway, another thing about this individual points out, says, important to notice that the label may say made in USA, but it could mean that it's made somewhere else and warehoused in the USA or assembled in the USA, and they call that made in the USA. Well, assembled in the USA is, at least gives somebody a job, even though they're probably all minimum wage jobs. But the way to get these people, as I mentioned earlier today, is hit them in the pocketbook, baby. It's not a question of boycotting Walmart. I mean, that's not the issue here. The issue is how to get manufacturing jobs back in this country that pay a decent wage, so that people that are rioting in the streets of certain places of our country now might, if they were willing to work, might be able to get a decent job. But anyway, there was a couple of links I wanted to point out in a couple of messages. One of them here is there's a link here. This doesn't have anything to do with really buying made in USA products, but it is a good link and you should check it out. It's on the Buy American Products video, and it's a link to like healthy foods, and yeah, just click on it. I clicked on it and went to it, and I stored it in one of my favorites because it was a pretty good deal, and it shows a lot of neat stuff. And there's one here that shows, if I can find it, it has a link for American-made products. Here it is right here. And the heading on that particular video was Made in China. First three words, Made in China. And it has a link there to, where to find stuff made in the USA. Now, there's other ways too, I found. And for those of you that, feel like you've still got to go to Walmart or the chain stores or whatever and buy their products because they just don't have it in your town, or there's no hardware store, or there's nothing around for you to go get stuff other than Walmart, you can do whatever product you're looking for. You can do a product search on Google for that particular item, made in, and just type in after that, made in the USA, and you'll find some, probably, or something close. But anyway, but if you start looking, it's going to take extra effort. You don't get anything without, you don't get something for nothing. Okay, so this is not going to go anywhere unless individuals actually participate. Okay, actually participate. Not lip service participation, but actual participation. Notice what isn't here today. It. Okay, why is it gone? Well, because it was made in China, and it got fired. He got fired. Okay, I fired his ass. Okay, today. Just to show you how serious I am, that's $3 down the toilet. Well, I didn't flush him down the toilet. Not a bad idea, though. Anyway, the book I referred to at the beginning of this video, and I read it. It's not a very long book. I think it's about 100 pages or so. And for the individual that lost his business because Walmart came into town and basically put him out of business, which I understand that you can't compete with that. And but this book, it's called The Walmart Effect, E-F-F-E-C-T, Walmart Effect, and it talks about how the world's most powerful retailer, just how they operate. And it was, I don't know if it was written by an individual from Walmart, but whoever it was, he wrote a damn good book. I don't know what the date on it is. You can get it at Amazon.com, or you can just type in the Walmart Effect book and then select wherever you want to get it from. It's like $10. There's actually one here from Thrift Books for $3.99, and it is worthwhile reading. I read it. I learned a lot because what it showed was how Walmart really works. Let's just say you make lawnmowers and you make a high quality lawnmower. Walmart, and Walmart, you contact Walmart and you want to sell your product through their stores. Fine. They say, well, Walmart says we want the lowest price possible. Okay. So what can you do to lower the price of your product? Well, basically, the only way that the manufacturer can lower the price of a product, other than lowering wages or laying off people or a few other variables, is to reduce the quality of the product. And that's what one lawnmower manufacturer was basically asked to do. And I think they did participate and sell their product at Walmart for a few years, and then they just said, to hell with it, it's not worth it. So, because I wished I could remember the name of the lawnmower. You would know it. It was in the book. It's in that Walmart Effect book. But here's a quick story that I happened to stumble into. I was doing some work in a town in Texas called Palestine, believe it or not. Palestine, Texas. It's not in far east Texas, but it's in near east Texas, I guess you'd say. And anyway, while I was there, this is several years ago, but Walmart was still big and blowing and going all over everywhere. It might have been 10 years ago. Anyway, uh, every day after I shut everything down, I would go to this little yuppie type bar. It was kind of hidden in a little alleyway, but it was really nice. It was a nice place to go, and I'd go in there 2 or 3 times a week, 2 or 3 times a week, and have a beer or two before I went back to my place. And anyway, I got to know the ex-mayor of Palestine, Texas, and really interesting guy. I mean, really had a great sense of humor and a good conversation and stuff. Really enjoyed visiting with him. And he was the mayor. He told me when Walmart approached Palestine to build their store there. And he said he was 100% for it. He said they sold him a line of shit that he would have fought for Walmart. They were going to create all these jobs and, the benefits, and all these people were going to come from out of town, and it was going to have a multiplier effect. All the local businesses would benefit, and then all the employment would go up. Boy, it was just going to be a big multiplier. Well, see, they're good at that, and that's how they sell these small towns on that, because they do have the numbers. Are the numbers accurate? Well, let me finish the story. He was no longer mayor at the time I talked to him, and it wasn't because Walmart came in. Might have been part of it, I'm sure. But he showed me, or he had a little office near where I was that he did something. He was a lawyer, and so I guess he was practicing maybe a little bit part-time. He looked like he was retired. So, but he had, on the wall in his office, he had a map that he had done apparently, or had somebody do, that showed all the locally owned businesses prior to Walmart's coming into town on this one map. It showed all the downtown little businesses and the ones out around on the little perimeter of the little loop they had. And there were a lot of them. Well, then on another map, it had the current family-owned businesses that had survived, and I think at that time that Walmart had probably been open about 10 or 12 years, and you wouldn't have believed it. If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes, I would not have believed it. I mean, they were all gone. I mean, I don't think, out of all of them that I saw that were there before Walmart, on the next map, I don't think there were but 3 left out of about 30. You know what I mean? I mean, it was a disaster. What he had done is he put X's on the ones that had gone out of business. And when you look from one to the other, all you see is X's, okay? They got them all. Okay? I mean, if you were a pharmacist, if you had a vision care center, if you sold dog food and hammers and stuff, out of business, basically a little hardware store. I mean, you got them all. They got them all. Okay, and that was across the whole United States. I mean, but at that time, I mean, and still up to today, our government allows that. Our government is supposed to kind of do things that for the benefit of us, you know what I mean, the citizens out here. And one of the things that businesses do, and something else the ex-mayor pointed out, was the jobs that they created, not many. He said he thought it was around 50. And then all the top personnel were brought from other places. And of course, they did live in Palestine. but they weren't hired from the labor pool in Palestine, Texas. They were brought in from other stores and promoted up to manager and etc. But having said all that, folks, the interest in these videos, not necessarily the number of views, but the number of comments from people is exciting. It is. I mean, I promise you, I will talk it up. I guarantee you. And I'm going to be traveling next week, and I promise you, I'll see some people camping, and I'm going to start talking it up. Hell, where'd you get that? Well, I got it at Walmart. Oh, you did? Well, you should have tried to get it made in the USA. I'm not going to be a prick about it, but it doesn't take much sometimes to get people to change. You just got to ask them. But anyway, having said that, this video's gone on quite a bit, but I did want to follow up and note the great comments that are being posted on these videos about Buy American Made or Buy USA Made, made in the USA, because I guarantee you it wouldn't take much. It won't take much to get their attention. I guarantee you. In fact, this Christmas, all the Christmas lights are made in Japan. Or excuse me, maybe Japan and China, Asia, somewhere. So much for that crap. Get you a candle. Be better. Be sure it's made in the USA. Anyway, thumbs up. Carpe diem. Adios. Y'all have a great day. Me too. Adios.